This man is under the influence of alcohol. At least one of every 50 drivers on the road today is just like him. He is involved in half the accidents in this country that cause 55,000 deaths every year. He helps to injure over 3 million people each year and contributes to an annual economic loss of more than $12 billion. He has a license to drive in California, where there are more registered vehicles than anywhere else in the world, where driving just can't be taken for granted. This man is as deadly as a loaded gun. In effect, he has a license to kill.
Attention all units in the north area, special attention Valley 57. Report of the 23102A in the vicinity of the elementary school on 1st Avenue. Vehicle ran a stop sign at a crosswalk full of juveniles.
More arrests of the drinking driver are made by the California Highway Patrol than by any other law enforcement agency in the country. The traffic officer is reminded almost daily of the importance of detection and apprehension of this killer. He has only to remember the last time he picked up a lifeless child from the road.
Grass Valley 57. We're unable to locate the charge. Correction, we have him in sight. We're going to try to make the stop before he gets on the freeway. Over.
Valley 57, making a stop on the red Charger. What's trouble, officer?
Good afternoon, sir. I stopped you for erratic driving.
What's that?
Would you mind turning your radio down, please? I've stopped you for erratic driving. Would you mind stepping back to my car, please?
All right. What's trouble?
Be careful now. Okay, will you step over here, please? May I see your driver's license, please?
All right, sir. Hi there.
How are you today?
Pretty good. How are you?
You been drinking today, sir?
I had a couple of beers a little while ago.
One of the methods of determining a driver's ability to safely operate his vehicle is to conduct a roadside sobriety test. It begins with a demonstration by the officer, followed by the driver's own interpretation. The tests will show how well he can coordinate his actions, keep his balance, and generally use good judgment in responding to the directions given. If, in the opinion of the officer, the driver's coordination is impaired, he will be arrested under Section 23102 of the Vehicle Code.
What's the big deal? Geez, can't you just call me a cab and let me go home?
It is at this point that the violator is given a choice of 3 chemical tests to determine the alcoholic content of his blood. Refusal to submit to or failure to complete one of these tests will cause loss of his license for a period of 6 months. He does not have the right to consult with an attorney or doctor before deciding which test to take or during the test itself. This is commonly referred to as the implied consent law. It says that if you drive on a public street, you have implied that you have given your consent to a chemical test for alcohol if placed under arrest.
Valley 57 requests a tow truck southbound 49.
This violator's car will be inventoried and then towed away for safekeeping. He will later be given a copy of the inventory, the name and location of the storing facility, and, of course, a bill for the service.
You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Once under arrest, the drinking driver is taken to a facility where a test for alcohol can be given. It may be a hospital, a laboratory certified by the Department of Public Health, or the jail itself. A sample of his blood, breath, or urine will be withdrawn by trained personnel. The law also specifies that a private test can be given at the violator's expense, in addition to the one required. No matter what substance is tested, the results are always given in simple percentages as compared with the amount of blood in the driver's body. This comparison is called a blood alcohol level, or BA for short.
Jailer, please. Ron, let me take your weapon for you, please.
Howdy, how you doing? Okay, mister, put your feet on the floor here. Right? Turn around this way. Easy, watch your head. Watch your head now. Right back here. Okay, walk forward.
Over here, Mr. Wilson, for the breathalyzer test.
For what?
For the breathalyzer test.
Okay.
In this case, Mr. Wilson chose the breath test, a simple but effective way to analyze his condition. If, in this test, his BA is 0.10% or higher, he is legally presumed to be under the influence of alcohol and incapable of safely driving his vehicle on the highway. This is referred to as the presumptive limits law, which also says that he is sober if his BA is below 0.05. Between 0.05 and 0.09, no presumption is made either way. How many drinks are represented by 0.10? The exact answer depends upon the individual, his body weight, what he has eaten, how fast he drinks, and other factors. A 150-pound man drinking 7 ounces of 80-proof liquor within an hour will have a blood alcohol level of approximately 0.10. The average level of those arrested is about 0.22, more than double the legal limit.
That's doing fine, we're doing fine. Okay, that's fine. Will you have a seat, please?
All right.
Ron, the result's 0.21%.
What does that mean?
That means you're well under the influence of alcohol, Mr. Wilson.
Geez, I can't understand that when I've only had 2 beers.
Stand up, Mr. Wilson. Let's go over to the booking counter.
So, Mr. Wilson is legally under the influence. He will now be booked and placed in a jail cell until he is sober enough to appear in court for arraignment. For a first offense, he will probably keep his license, but may spend up to 6 months in jail or be fined up to $500 or both. If convicted again within 7 years, or if he has a third conviction within 10 years, the Department of Motor Vehicles is required to suspend or revoke his license. In felony cases, suspension for 1 year is mandatory on the first conviction, and the driving privilege permanently revoked if it occurs again within 3 years.
Okay. Yeah, I want to make some phone calls if I could.
All right, Mr. Wilson, you're entitled to 2 phone calls. Who would you like to call?
I'll call my wife.
Mr. Wilson, what's the phone number?
369-1762.
And where is that?
Sacramento. Do you ever become drunk?
Absolutely.
It's ringing, Mr. Wilson.
Okay. Hello, Mary? Hey, guess what?
They got me in jail. I'm up in Nevada County Jail. Well, they said I was drunk. I don't know. I don't think I'm drunk, but they said I was drunk. So you want to get some money and come and get me? What? She hung up.
For the convicted drinking driver, it means a loss of respect for himself and his family. A monetary loss in fines, attorney fees, time from the job, and a raise in insurance rates. It means he now has a criminal record, which may disqualify him for another job. Not to mention the mental anguish should he have injured anyone or taken a human life.
Ron, hurry up. We got a double fatal with another drunk.
Oh, freedom.
Rest in peace, Mr. Wilson. You were lucky.